Chapter 29. The Joker stage. The Joker's purple suit stood out like a wound against the pristine snow, his bleached face catching the television lights as he stepped fully into view. Every instinct I'd honed through years of training screamed at me to move, to intercept, to stop whatever chaos he was about to unleash. But I held my position. "Bruce," I whispered into my comm. "The Joker just walked into the pavilion. Center stage approach. I see him. Gordon's en route, but he's 12 minutes out. Renee, do not engage until we understand his play." I bit back my frustration. Bruce was right. Rushing in blind was how people died, how innocence became collateral damage. I'd spent 8 years learning patience in the water, reading opponents' movements, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This was no different, except 300 civilians surrounded a homicidal clown who'd already tried to level 6 city blocks. The Joker walked with theatrical flair, arms spread wide as if embracing the crowd. His gang, 6 men in mismatched clothing, faces painted in garish clown makeup, flanked him in a loose formation. They carried duffel bags, the contents hidden, but clearly heavy based on how they moved. Shrek's bodyguards immediately drew weapons, forming a protective barrier around their employer. The crowd's laughter and conversation died, like someone had flipped a switch, replaced by confused murmurs and the first hints of panic. "Ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages." The Joker's voice carried across the pavilion, amplified by nothing. He wasn't using the sound system. He was just that loud, projecting with manic energy. "Please, don't let me interrupt your regularly scheduled propaganda. I'm just here to add a little color to the proceedings." He executed a theatrical bow, and I noticed something clutched in his left hand. Small, cylindrical. My enhanced vision, courtesy of the Dream Angels, focused, and I recognized the shape. A detonator. My blood went cold. "Bruce, he's got a trigger." Remote detonator, looks military grade. Scanning the area now. Multiple chemical signatures registering around the pavilion's foundation. "Renee, those duffel bags his men are carrying are more explosives." I finished, my jaw tight. "He's going to rig the whole area." The Joker's men spread out with practiced efficiency, moving toward the pavilion's support columns. The crowd's confusion shifted to genuine fear as people recognized the threat, but Penguin's embedded coalition members blocked the major exits, creating a human bottleneck. Clever. Horrifying, but clever. The Joker wasn't just attacking, he was taking hostages. "Max," the Joker called out, his permanent grin somehow widening. "Max Shrek, my old friend. Remember me? Jack Napier? The guy you tried to dissolve in a chemical bath." Shrek's face went ashen. Even from this distance, I could see his hands trembling as he backed toward the stage's rear exit. The Ice Princess stood frozen, her pageant smile finally cracking as tears streaked her makeup. "See, I had this revelation while I was drowning in toxic waste," the Joker continued, circling the stage like a predator. "I realized that you and I were not so different. We both lie. We both steal. We both use people like tissues and throw them away when we're done." He paused, tilting his head with exaggerated thoughtfulness. "But here's the funny part. You do it in a suit and tie, and they call you a philanthropist. I do it in makeup, and they call me a monster." His laughter echoed across the park, sharp and brittle. I shifted slightly, calculating angles. My grappling gun could reach the stage from here. My anesthetic claws could drop 3, maybe 4 of his men before they realized I was moving. But the detonator changed everything. If he had a dead man's switch, taking him down could trigger the explosives. "Dick, Selina, status update," I said quietly, 3 minutes from the capacitor room. Selina responded, slightly breathless. "Renee, I'm seeing your situation on the news feeds. Don't do anything stupid." Too late. I'd already done plenty of stupid things today. The Joker's men finished positioning the duffel bags, each one placed strategically near a support column or crowd cluster. The implied threat was crystal clear. One press of that button, and the pavilion would collapse into a crater, taking everyone with it. Now, here's what's going to happen, the Joker announced, pulling a phone from his pocket with his free hand. I'm going to call every news station in Gotham. Every camera is going to point right here. And Max Schreck is going to confess every dirty little secret he's been hiding. The bribes, the murders, the plan to hold this city hostage with his capacitor array. Schreck's security detail looked to their employer for guidance, but he stood paralyzed, caught between running and staying. If he doesn't, the Joker continued cheerfully, I redecorate the park. New color scheme, red. A woman in the crowd screamed. Children started crying. The panic was building, a pressure cooker ready to explode. Renee, Bruce said urgently, Penguin's forces are moving. They're not just blocking exits, they're preparing for an assault. This is the collision point. Both Joker and Penguin are using this event as their battlefield. I saw it then. The Bratva lieutenant near the eastern gate was signaling. The Maroni crew members were reaching inside their coats. Penguin himself was probably watching from somewhere safe, ready to let his coalition tear the Joker apart the moment he was distracted. 300 hostages, 2 criminal armies, 1 detonator, and me crouched in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment that might never come. The Joker raised his phone to his ear, that permanent grin never faltering. Hello, Gotham Gazette. I've got the story of the century for you. Better send your best reporter. Oh, wait, she's probably already here somewhere. His eyes swept the crowd, and for one terrible moment, I was certain he was looking directly at my hiding spot. Come out, wherever you are, Crimson Claw, he sang. I know you can't resist a good show.